Hello everyone and welcome back to Destiny 2. I've spent the past week on this channel going over every bit of information from Destiny 2's reveal in greater detail. We learned some really key things about what our Destiny 2 journey may look like. Thanks to the power of screenshots, in this video I want to explore some of those remaining mysteries in greater detail and try to piece together some of those remaining questions. Let's dive into it. The first mystery of Destiny 2 is the Speaker. We know he is missing in the beginning of the game as we can see his area completely destroyed in the Homecoming story mission. Has he been killed? Kidnapped? It's hard to say. One thing we know, however, is the Speaker's idle line dialogue has been updated in Destiny Age of Triumph and may hold some clues. I firmly believe that the only reason they brought back the Speaker's voice actor Bill Nye for Age of Triumph is because he's also in the studio recording for Destiny 2, so you can bet that his character will play a significant role of some kind. Now, if we take a look at some of those new lines, we start to get some hints as to where he might be. The first line reads, "There are rumors that the shard still exists. I feel its pull." This made no sense to us back in Age of Triumph, but now that we know we have a giant broken section of the Traveler in the European Dead Zone, it starts to make a little bit more sense. And it seems in-game they're going to be referring to this broken section as the Shard. This also implies that the Shard does give off light energy, and it's strong enough for the Speaker to feel it so far away. The next line reads, "The journey will be dangerous, but if we could find the Shard." This line leads me to believe that the Speaker will make his way over to the Shard in the wake of the attack. He has seen what the Cabal is doing to the Traveler, so he's probably making his way back to another source of light. He might even be the one to guide you over to the Shard after having your power stripped away, but we'll just have to wait and see. The next mystery about the footage we got during the reveal is some of the very strange locations and enemies. The first one shows a glowing valley that we know is located close to the Shard of the Traveler. The valley definitely has some strange properties, and some have even theorized that this may be corrupt light. This is very possible, but it could simply be normal light, so to speak, being used in evil ways. Another curious thing here is the presence of the Fallen. In the Age of Triumph Grimoire, we learn that the Fallen have fled Earth to a mysterious location to unify under a single banner. If that's the case, what are these Fallen doing on Earth? Well, if we take a closer look, their outfits are very roguish, and that may suggest that they stand apart from the rest of the houses, or maybe even never had a house to begin with. We know the Fallen are drawn to immense amounts of power, like Siva, so these Fallen may have been drawn to the light of the Shard in hopes of making themselves more powerful. And if this image here is showing some kind of cocoon, well then it seems they may have succeeded in that effort, which may not bode too well for us. And speaking of Siva, the screenshot here may be confirming the return of Siva for Destiny 2. I suppose we haven't defeated all of Siva, which makes sense with their self-replicating nature, and at the very least we will be getting a strike that features Siva enemies, as you can see in the screenshot of this Nightfall. So we'll have to wait and see what that's all about. The next location that presents a bit of a mystery is Titan itself. We can see that it's become a very significant stronghold for the Hive, which makes sense since it's probably the closest thing to the Dreadnought that's been terraformed. It also seems they've evolved a little bit, as we can see what looks like a flying Hive Knight here in this quick shot. Whatever mission this is from, Titan at night definitely makes it extra spooky. Lastly, there is this shot of some part of somewhere. There isn't much context here, but seeing all of these locations makes me really excited for all the different types of stories and missions we'll be getting throughout our journey. This definitely here looks like some kind of endgame stuff, so we'll leave that to experience for ourselves. The third and final mystery I want to talk about in this video is the third subclasses. At this point we know two of the subclasses for each class. The Arcstrider, Dawnblade, and Sentinel are replacing the Blade Dancer, Sunsinger, and Defender. And we already know that the Gunslinger, Striker, and Voidwalker are making their return, but what about the third subclass? I think it's safe to say that the vanilla release of Destiny 2 will feature 3 subclasses. In my menu analysis video earlier this week, I pointed out that there seems to be 2 other subclass options, as 2 dark squares are made visible next to the currently equipped subclass. Many are speculating the return of Nightstalker, Stormcaller, and Sunbreaker, and I'm beginning to agree with them. Now, this does have some basis in rumor, as it's been sort of leaked by the same person who leaked all of the information before the reveal about the game being on Battle.net, Crucible going 4v4, and a lot more information that ended up being true. But that's not the only reason I think this will happen. If you think about the campaign of the game, you can figure that through these story missions and what Bungie has told us is called the Red War campaign, you regain your strength and return to retake our home. So it's reasonable to expect that we will defeat Gaul, if not entirely, at least to the point where we can remove the device attached to the Traveler and release the Traveler's light. In a previous video, I pointed out that these subclasses are powered by the light, even though they were not gifted by the Traveler. With the light of the Traveler restored, it's reasonable to expect that we can then get our third subclass back somehow. Now, that same leak does mention that the classes will be completely redone, and I expect nothing less. Let's just hope it's to make them even more useful and even more badass than they currently are. What do you think about these Destiny 2 mysteries? Leave your thoughts in the comments. If you missed it or are just discovering this channel, firstly, thanks for stopping by, but secondly, this past week I dove deep into analyzing every bit of information we received during the reveal. I curated them into a convenient playlist, so hit the eye in the upper right hand corner or click the link in the description. Also, there's a video I did analyzing the Age of Triumph Grimoire, which I referenced throughout this video, which went on to become my third most watched video on this channel. It contains a lot of really interesting things about some of the characters we may be encountering in Destiny 2, so be sure to check that out as well. Anyways, drop a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more Destiny content. And I will see you all next time.
And I have returned to serve again.
So who knows, we might end up finally learning the location of Aphrodite's group and learn some of their abilities to help us overcome the Red Legion.